anyways, yeah. So 14 average demons going to be starting off on the old CT side, and they are going to be buying only really a few flashes because you don't really need to buy a whole lot on the CT side in terms of util on the pistol round because it's pretty CT sided. However, WRAH, as you can see, they bought a lot more. They bought a molly smoke and 2 flashes, and so they're going to need a little bit more in order to get into these bomb sites. And when they use this util, they're going to have to really make it count. Otherwise, they're going to be straight out of luck. And ooh, already on the flank is going to be FMZ shooting 2-0 right in the back of the head, necessitating a push to come out sooner rather than later onto the site. But ooh, Sen absolutely lighting him ablaze, taking down all 3, and Jackson getting shot in the back of the head there as well. Oh my god, what a emphatic start in that round for 14 average demons, just going straight on in for the flank, not a single care in the world, and getting some great benefit for it. So WRAHEsports not really going to be able to buy much of anything. The force, I don't even know what they would force themselves into buying here. So, yeah. 14 average demons, this should be a quite comfortable round for them. Not to say that there's no chance for WRAH in this round, but it's very slight in comparison, especially with no util. They can still obviously get a little bit of a kill in the middle of the map onto, yes, there you go. Fire X going down for the count. Ooh, finding another one. But, ooh, he's going to mow him down. Gotta be a little bit careful here with your life here. Ooh, might be able to do some pretty adequate damage here, Biss. Fortunately, there's no guns lying on the ground for him. We're able to pick one up, but unfortunately not able to pull it out in time to deal with Xenon. But either way you cut it, that's a pretty... Finson, sorry about that. But yeah. Anyways. That's a pretty good pistol round for WRAHEsports, considering that they literally came into it with nothing. They're forcing demons to at least invest a little bit of their money so they're not able to spiral out of control or be too comfortable on the CT side. And with a full buy coming in now, WRAH with a win on this could very well reset the game into like a more even situation. Still in a pretty good place. Ooh, especially with that shot through the smoke. Love to see stuff like that. And already running off the rip, 2 up. He's gonna get 2 for the price of 1. Love that as well. And ooh, FMZ is going to be able to find him, but damage has been terribly done to 14 average demons. Vincent making sure that they don't boost up through the middle of the map, and FMZ doing more or less the same thing, and he will catch HMZ doing exactly what he was looking for there, picking up an AK for himself here as well. Vincent getting a little bit flashed out, but not well enough, as Jackson does bite the bullet, quite literally, and now bomb plant should be coming out any minute now. They're going to molly up the guy in the spawn, but watching for the jungle push. There you go. And so, this should be a pretty comfortable plant situation. They know exactly where this last guy is, and they should be able to get a strong post-plant situation accordingly, especially considering the smoke that they've got down here. Not to say that Vincent can't do this. Oh, he's got a nice little boost, so it would have been hard for him. Ooh! No way, Vincent. That is just absolutely crazy. He got the both of them just like that. Made it look like super duper easy, if I'm totally honest with you. I didn't think that he was gonna be able to just cut that apart so easily. I mean, yeah, one of them was low health, but still, I did not think that he was just gonna be able to find the tiniest pixels of them and then capitalize like that. That's some good stuff coming out from him. Gotta be totally honest. It's a devastating round for mostly WRAHEsports. That AK is gonna allow Finson to, you know, buy up some good guns for his teammates while he's still got an AK. His teammates still gonna have to buy up some stuff here and there as well, so they're not, again, not able to get completely out of control, but WRAHEsports, they're not really able to buy much of anything in this round. So, whereas, well, in this round, coming into this round, excuse me, demons might not be able to get out of control. Coming out of this round, they have a huge capacity to get a big lead on WRAHEsports, not just in points, going up 4-0, but also in the economy, to help themselves in the later rounds as well. So it appears the force is going to come off, giving, well, they're going to be not going in with as many Molotovs as maybe you would necessarily like, but it's still a decent buy. They've only got 2 downgrades, they got 1 MAC-10, so they might be looking to make a push through apartments or maybe even through the middle of the map here. The smoke usage is going to be on point to allow for them to get in these close quarter situations with it, but ooh, they got to be a little bit cautious of Fire X. Going to be getting on out of there, though. Right up behind him, but apparently they're wise to it. 1-for-1 trade, and ooh, Jackson not going to be able to quite take him down, but Hashlamon getting on the site, taking down the both of them. Almost getting the better of Fire X as well, but coming up through the jungle is going to be, ooh, Finson finally getting taught a little bit of a lesson. And just like that, it's a 3v2 situation. Bomb plant should be inevitable at this point, but, I mean, I don't know. Demons, they have done pretty good stuff in the situation in the previous round, so I'm not willing to totally give this one up just yet, but it appears that FireX he's definitely doing the smart thing in this situation and making sure that he doesn't lose his gun. He realizes that his teammates' buying situations are not the best, especially FMZ with $0 and 0 cents in his bank account. So he's just going to be retreating on away, doesn't want to give up any more cash and lose his own stuff, so that he would not be able to really do much of anything in the next round either. Just going to give him a little bit more of a fighting chance going into this next round. Either way, WRAH, this is a big round for them to be winning. If they didn't, they would be pretty down in the dumps, I got to be totally honest with you, if they did not win this round. But that's not something we have to worry about right now, because they did win it, and so they are going to be able to establish themselves more economically, going to be able to buy up for Jackson and Biss. Get a little bit of economic hegemony going up over their opponents. Now that's interesting. Demons, they're gonna be buying up quite a lot for most of them. They're doing a bit of a force here, my friends. This is not something that I was totally expecting, but I don't think it's totally unwarranted, because they have had some pretty good rounds up against WRAHEsports previously. Although it just depends on how good these guys are with the deagles. I haven't quite seen them with them yet. They are going to be a little bit behind in terms of util when I get up against them. Ashlamon getting the fire grenade directly on point, and so this A push should be looking pretty dang good. And ooh, finding through the fire as well. It is a disaster of a force buy round for 14avgDemons, and just like that, smoked off. FMZ trying to give a little bit of assistance, and does on the flank. Gonna actually stop the bomb plant from going down. This is pretty crazy. Does get a little bit caught out from the guy in the spawn, but WRAHEsports at the end of the day able to regain control over the situation and not lose too much when all is said and done. So yeah, Demons, that is going to be a little bit of a dagger for them. They did a force round, so now they are forced to do a save round, meaning that this round should be more or less in the books for WRAH. It should be a 3-3 situation, and this is just the potential for damage control for 14avgDemons. They're still going to be buying a couple of pistols to try and do something with, but they're pretty much betting that they are not going to be able to win this round, obviously. They don't buy a single bit of util. It's going to be more or less impossible. But they are going to be all stacking the site. They're giving themselves the best chance possible up against WRAHEsports right now, so for that. Ooh, they're actually doing a pretty dang good job, all things considered. And man, they actually come out on top in that gunfight. So properly predicting the avenue of their opponent's attack. Ooh, Xenon getting out with just 1 HP remaining in Tua. He's got 3 enemies surrounded on all sides, and the bomb is down on the site. Still got plenty of time to deal with this, but man, this is rough. This map is obviously CT sided, but for those wondering in the chat. But yeah, still remains to be seen whether or not that'll be playing into effect. 14avgDemons, a great save round. Not the best of forces in the previous, but they do recover quite nicely. And man, that's a little bit painful for WRAHEsports. You might look at a lot of their economies and be like, oh, they're totally fine. But if you look at Jackson, he didn't really have enough to buy in that round. So they're going to have to sink all of their money in order to make sure that they can get a full, at least a little bit of a buy off here. They didn't even have enough saved up to get Hash a full buy. So yeah, going into this CT-sided map, WRAH are going to be a little bit disadvantaged, especially considering that FireX now has an op in his back pocket. Oh my god, good stuff coming out. Literally hitting them pinpoint accurate with that grenade. I love it. I love seeing stuff like that. The overload with the frag grenades, and ooh, Captain M getting a little bit caught out here as well. So Jackson with a strong kill over on the A bomb site. That's going to force Demons to be a little bit mindful of their opponent's potential push to A, but it doesn't seem that WRAH is actually doing that. The great lurking player Jackson is going to totally sell Demons that the play is at A, but they might not fall for this for long if WRAH does not realize the position that they have been given. They're pretty stalled out up in their own basin and apartments. FMZ is going to be watching for this just in case, so I like the approach from Demons, and they could very well catch out WRAH, but he's going to look the wrong way at the wrong time. Not quite able to turn back for the occasion, but it's going to be caught up far enough to where Demons can rotate if they do want to, but it doesn't appear that they do. So Instead of trying to go in for the challenge on this one, they realize that they have a lot more to lose in this situation than WRAHEsports does. So they're just gonna save their op, save their AK, and all their util that they've still got. They've still got, like, that's a lot of money to be saving here, so especially going into a very difficult situation like WRAHEsports is set up for them. I respect this decision 100% for Demons. They still have plenty of time to be hitting their mark that they want to be at, which is they want to get 9 rounds out of this half. They want 5 more rounds without giving up more than that in return for WRAHEsports. They want WRAHEsports to be at about 6 rounds at the end of this and them to be at 9, for those of you guys that are wondering. So WRAH, they are getting pretty close to that number. They're about halfway there, and Demons are about halfway there themselves. So, yeah, keeping this off in this AK for Demons could end up being very huge for them, especially considering that they can't buy literally anything in this round. So, that's definitely what the pause is going to be about. Discussing what is actually going to be done here. Where do we want to go? Where do we want to set up? Do we want to go for a full setup on A like we did the last time? It was pretty dang good. So, yeah, maybe they are going to be deciding, do we think that WRAH is going to be just full rushing A the last time, or do we think that they're going to be learning their lesson and going for B? And do we want to stack B instead? Or do we want to go for a mid-map rush? Because there's definitely a lot they could do. In fact, they're going to be buying up quite a lot here. So they can go for just like a regular split if they truly wanted to. Have Captain M on the inside of apartments or down in dark or something like that, shadow. And FireX holding the middle of the map. So Demons, despite the fact that this is a very haphazard buy, they're still very capable of defending this. Defending both sites. And it does appear that they're going to do a little bit of everything that I just said. Hold A, hold B, and go through the middle of the map. So, yeah, this is going to be a difficult one for WRAH. If they don't speed this one on up, they are in very big danger of getting flanked, and this is going to be a huge situation for Tua. He got caught in the flank the last time, but will he be able to catch the flanker this time? Answer is no. He gets completely shot in the face. So, Impulse is going to not be able to take one down himself. So, WRAH should at least be able to get this bomb plant down. They do lose another one on the way out, but this is still going to be a difficult push situation. One around the corner. Ooh, good shot coming out from Hash. Anticipates that another one could be there. He is right, but the push does not come out. Biss is going to be pushing up a little bit far from where his teammates can help him. In the meantime, Hash going to be able to get a good kill. And ooh, man, Biss, I wish I was watching that. But either way, great hold from WRAHEsports. Demons, again, on the force buy, it's not going to be paying off for them, and now they're going to have to save. I would really say that, like, even though some of them could buy something good, they should all save right now, because just looking at FireX, you really can't do much of anything in this round besides save. So they're going to be buying a couple of 5.7s, and that's about it. Although I can't say that this round is not winnable by Demons, because I've seen what they can do, and ooh, catching Biss out pretty quickly. Good little clap back from Jackson. That's what you should be expecting. But FMZ kind of putting a little bit of a different toner onto this round by recovering that AK. So there's still a little bit of danger to be had for WRAHEsports. They can't just swing every corner like their opponents don't have rifles, because now they do. Locking into their spawn, though, making sure that no one's going to be running up on them. Tua easily able to get this plant off. And just like that, WRAHEsports have turned attack into defense. So, Demons, there's not really a whole lot to save except for Captain M's AK. So I wouldn't expect anyone really to be saving besides him. FMZ, you can see he's trying to go for the kill. Might even be trying to set up Xenon for, Captain M for a good little flank, a good little trade out potential here, but nah, it appears that they're all going to be saving up here. The pistol is going to be enough for them to justify it. Good little kill there from Hash. Got another enemy right around the corner, and it doesn't appear that Demons are too keen on going in for a kill here. Although they're just going to be sitting and waiting patiently. Oh, that's a lot of damage done at the end of the round. Xenon, that's more than worth your investment in the 5.7 there. As you can see, WRAHEsports, they're going to have to buy up again, so their potential to get out of control is, again, diminished for a lot of the players, like Jackson and Biss, the players that were killed. But as you can see, a lot of the other players that have not been dying as often as these other guys are starting to get quite a lot of money in the bank. And that's a little bit concerning for Demons, Because, again, I mentioned the magic numbers, 9 and 6. WRAH Esports are 1 round away from hitting their mark, and Demons are pretty much further away from that. And in this round, if Demons don't stop WRAH Esports in their tracks right now, they will probably not only hit their mark of where they want to be at, but even take a couple of bonus rounds. So Demons are in a little bit of a make or break situation for the half right here, right now. Big first fight here, Jackson and Captain M trading blows, but no first blood just yet. Either way, that's going to be favoring Demons because, ooh, good shots. Tua is going to be getting up and in their business, but Finson not letting them escape. That's some good clamp down pressure there coming out from 14avgDemons, especially considering that Tua is their IGL. He will be able to do probably a lot of callouts and helping out from the sidelines, but it's a lot easier to lead when you can have a little bit of impact in the game yourself, in my personal experience. Checking to see if anyone's going to come up and... Ooh, yes, they do. Good prediction coming out from Himesy. Ooh, another great quickscope coming out for him onto FMZ. And just like that, the B-bomb site is wide open for the taking, but little do they know that they've got another one. Ooh, doesn't matter. Knowing doesn't always help, as Himesy going to be absolutely obliterating him. Ooh, doesn't manage to get the third snapshot on defense, and legendary player indeed it does seem like. And so Jackson gonna go for this audacious plant through the smoke. Plenty of time to do so. And, ooh, tiny little gap in the smoke. Finson gonna catch him there as well. Looking for the op. He knew he killed the opper, and so he's gonna, because he doesn't actually have a diffuser, but he's still got plenty of time to go and do this. So Finson, cool as a cucumber, chilled out as it gets, finds a diffuser on the ground, in fact. So yeah, huge player for this team. He is 14 and 6, so yeah, just take a look at the leaderboard overall. He's the only one double digits, and so if there's anyone that's going to be carrying anybody in this game, it's probably going to be Finson. So that's a player for WRAH to be focusing on and shutting down indeed. The big round for Demons, because if they were not able to win that round the way that they were, they would have definitely, well, in my personal opinion, probably lost the half, despite being on the preferred CT side. Now they're going to be going into a little bit more of an even situation. WRAH Esports, they're not so far ahead anymore on the economy. They are able to buy it up and op again, but ooh, Captain in a great position to draw the first blood. I guess WRAH Esports weren't so ready for them to take it to them like that, but either way, it appears that when Demons do get a little bit pressured like this, they're more likely to go and do something crazy on the offensive, try and alpha their opponents right on back. They don't like the idea of getting, beaten down, sort of like the, I don't know, Giga Chad mentality. But either way, that's something that I feel that WRAH can, especially on the, I feel like that's something that if they notice that, they can really capitalize on it. Whenever they beat them or get close to them in rounds, they feel the need to run up on them like this. So Demons been pretty aggressive, has been paying off for the moment, but WRAH Esports still in this one with a chance. They've got their op, they've got their AKs, they've got some flashes and one molly, which is not the most amazing for taking sites, because you have to really hit your flash grenades or them or not. It's still going to be not the most sure thing in the world that you get these hits. But Tua kind of right enough is going to be able to hit Xenon, and ooh, good stuff. Doesn't anticipate the reach out coming out so quickly from Captain. Bomb is going to be planted, and so they'll be sitting nice and pretty on this bomb site. Demons, I totally expect them to go back in for this. They've got plenty of util, plenty of things to justify them going back in on this. And they go. Flash does hit, coming through the middle of the map. HMZ got to be a little bit careful here, up close and personal, but is able to hit the quick scope pretty damn effectively like he always is. And just like that, fire, I think the time to push is over. There is literally no time for you to get this defused. You got to kill 3 players. You got flashes coming your way. And yeah, does at the end of the day make the best decision possible and go for the save. Either way, WRAH Esports, huge round. They've hit their mark already. So anything going forward for them, any wins going forward on this T side are going to be bonus and putting them further ahead of Demons after this half. especially considering that Demons did not get a whole lot of money out of that round. They only got 2 kills, so, and they invested quite a lot of money, especially into utils. So, yeah, they're going to be on yet another save round. This is something that WRAHEsports can definitely exploit. They can not only, they're very likely to convert the half now, in my opinion. So, yeah, it appears that Demons are not looking to stack A twice. So what they did the last one was pretty effective, seeing if they can get the same effect on B by stacking that, but it appears that that's not going to quite be the case. WRAH not afraid to chow both sites, to chow the same site twice, even after it wasn't very effective for them. And it appears that they managed to psych out 14avgDemons. And catching them on the rotation back, this is looking pretty good for them. They do lose Heimzy, unfortunately for them. And FireX stuck on the save once again, forced to save at the end of the round, and yeah, literally nothing else you can really do here. This round was basically doomed from the start, in my opinion, for 14avgDemons. So, they're going to be looking to take this op away from him. I do like this, and oh, good stuff going on the hunt. You don't want to be getting out of there with that op. That's even more terrible damage being done to 14Demons. So the buy-up for them now is, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But they're going to be coming in without... actually, you know what? It's pretty good. It's better than what I honestly thought it was going to be. They've got all the hallmarks of what they really need. They've got a lot of smokes. They've got a lot of fire grenades. They've got a lot of flashes. So util-wise, they're all looking really good. And you don't even really... The headgear missing is not going to be the... Oh my god. Worst thing in the world. But either way, headgear did not help FireX there. He did have, and he got sniped instantaneously. Just like that, WRAH going to town on Demons. First blood. FMZ gonna try and get out of here with the first blood. He's gonna stick around actually, see if he can get the second one, and he does. Another great quick scope coming out from Heimzy. And just like that. Sight more or less open, but Xenon trying to say, no, it's not, don't come in. Stay away, please. But yeah, it's totally possible that he could win this 2v1 situation, especially considering he's got the smoke. FMZ could very well rotate to his aid as well if he really does need it. He's going to smoke out and try and play the angle well, but WRAH are not keen on going in just yet. They're running a little bit out of util here. All they've got is a frag and a fire. So it's not going to be the most easiest thing in the world for them to push, especially this. They're going to really rely on him. They're going to try and use him to get a crossfire on the guy on the site, and it doesn't work out too well for them. So all they've got left is a frag grenade. If they want to take this site, they're going to have to go and do a little bit of face checking. So, yeah. Ooh, great frag grenade. And oh my god, I did not think it was going to go that smoothly. Making it look so easy, man. Making it look so easy. The frag grenade kill followed up by the quickscope. Huge stuff so far from WRAHEsports. Already converting the half into their favor. And again, this is a CT-sided map, but not really making it not look that way. I do have to say, I believe that Heimzy is like a little bit of a new pickup, but he's looking pretty fresh with the op today. Looking very fresh with it. 12 and 6. That's pretty dang impressive, especially these quick scopes that he's been having in the last couple of rounds. I am thoroughly impressed with what I've been seeing out of him. And yet another save round coming out from Demons. Talking about a full-on economic depression up in here for these guys. It is not looking like it's their day. It is really not. Oh my god. They're just getting absolutely smoked now. So after these first couple of rounds, it's been looking pretty bad. And Chua going to be catching Finson with his hand in the cookie jar. Not letting lightning strike in the same place 3 times at the very least. So, yeah. I think they've fully gotten them figured out. WRAHEsports, they've got their opponents figured out. They know what they like to do. They know that Finson loves to go on these flanks. They were trying to catch it out the first time, didn't work, but the second time that they saw it coming, they were able to get it. So, they've got themselves a monumental lead now. This is the final round of the half, so no use in saving anything whatsoever. Oh, what a miss! Good follow-up shot, but ooh, yeah, this is a little bit rough. They're going to lose their main player in Finson already, but ooh, FireX is going to be able to land the follow-up shots, and so devastating damage being done to WRAHEsports in this round in particular. Not impossible by any means, but ooh, very unlikely, very unlikely. Ooh, trying to get the snapshot onto him. Tua is going to be able to get away, though, but little does he know that Captain M is on the other side of smoke. Knows now, does take him down pretty effectively, and oh my god, Tua! Taking down the Opera as well. Last enemy on the complete opposite end of the map. He's going to get this plant down at the very least, making it competitive. Love to see it from the man himself, Tua, the leader of the bunch. Enemy coming up from their own spawn. He's going to get just away in the nick of time before Xenon turns that angle. One bullet is all it will take from Xenon to ruin this round for Tua. Just sitting, waiting patiently for him to go for this defuse. Smoke is going to be going out. He's just listening, seeing if he will go for it. But ooh, now Xenon knows exactly where he is. But Tua is still playing it very calm, cool, and collected. No diffuser. And so Tua, all he's got to do is just sit and wait. There is no shot in the world that Xenon's going to be able to get this defuse now. So very well played by the big brain man himself, Tua. That's a 10-5 half in the hands of WRAHEsports. That is astonishingly huge. And yeah, like I said, going into this CT side, WRAHEsports, they've got a lot to play with here. They've done more than what most teams do on their T sides up against evenly matched opponents, which makes you think that these guys are not evenly matched opponents. Demons, they looked pretty good early on, I do have to say, but I feel like at some point it was a little bit predictable for WRAHEsports, and the economy situation for Demons was pretty bad at times. The fact that they made a lot of these force buys, and every single time they made these force buys, it went absolutely horribly for them, and it forced them to save again and again and again. I think that they didn't really have very many times where they actually had full buys up. Like, I think it was about 25% of the time they had like all the util that they wanted going into a round, and like 75% of the time they were very much diminished, especially compared to WRAH. So if I were giving advice to Demons, I would say be a little bit more cautious with your economy. But yeah, that's something that can definitely be fixed, but is it too late? I think it could very well be, because even in rounds where the teams have equal util, WRAHEsports are still looking pretty superior, especially now that they figured out a lot of the habits, I'll say, of Demons. The idea is that they like to flank. They hold a lot of the same positions over and over again. I mean, there are only like a handful of positions that you can be holding, but like who's going to be holding them, where, when, where they like to rotate, and when they like to rotate, like the conditions that make them rotate. WRAHEsports has figured out most of these things, and they're starting to slowly but surely catch like people like Finson out in the flanks. He's been less and less useful as the game has gone on, although he had a really, really great start, and he's gotten a couple of 4Ks. There have been a couple of the rounds now where they've just been aware of him and not really given him the space to do the things that he was doing in the previous rounds that made him so effective. So still 0-0, yeah, just mind games on point. And once you've gotten yourself a good economic lead, then you can BM your opponents. But until then, there is still a little bit of room for error to be had. Although, again, they've gotten themselves a massive, massive cushion. That can evaporate quite quickly if you don't play the first part of the half very well. And so WRAH, they take that to mean that they should invest a little bit in some dual Berettas and some armor. The armor is very typical, but the dual Berettas are not. So here's that. They're going to have Biss chilling up in shadow with them, because that's really one of the best places for them, aside for where Jackson is standing right now on the inside. Jackson sitting nice and ready and pretty, ready for their opponents to come on in. Tua gets nice standing on back. He's going to be looking to take down the both of them, but Jackson still sitting. Oh my god, they don't know he's here. He's going to line up the headshot perfectly, and there you go, denying the plant going down. Coming up from the inside of the building as well. They're completely surrounded, and they're getting pounded. Captain M, the only one surviving. And just like that, it's Jackson and Biss versus one. Still possible for Captain M. But Biss with the dual Berettas does definitely make it a little bit difficult for him to be doing too much. It's a whole lot of bullets coming his way. So, WRAHEsports, off the back of a heavy investment in the pistol round, are going to be able to come out on top of it. And honestly, Demons, they invested a little bit in that round as well. So, I hope that they learned the lesson from their previous half and they don't try and force up right now. I don't really see what they'll be forcing up for anyway. So they're just going to take this one on the chin, go down 12-5, or at least go down trying. Oh, the map control going to be in the hands of WRAH, leaving a skeleton crew of Jackson over on A, but that is actually where the play is going to be. But all this intel that they've gotten from this hard push through the middle of the map is going to inform them that their opponents are definitely up here. Getting a little bit flashed out, unfortunately for them, and coming around the back is going to be Biss. We'll come back to that in a second. Jackson actually taking a surprisingly huge amount of damage. IMZ knowing that a lot of his opponents are weak and they're going to be trying to frag him out, but coming around the back is going to be Jackson with the back frags, absolutely lighting him ablaze with the bullet hose of the MP9. And just like that, WRAHEsports making it look easy once again. Although, it's pretty much what was expected. Average Demons, that was a throwaway round for them. So, coming into this one, this is going to be the true test of if they are going to be able to come back in this game or not. They are going to be fully bought up with some AKs, no downgrades. Whereas WRAH, they do have some MP9s and a FAMAS, so not in the best of buying situations. It's mostly because they're looking to stack up their economy for a later game. And I do like that. That is the correct call to be making for WRAHEsports. It just does mean that in the current moment, Demons are going to have an advantage in the round. Unless WRAHEsports use the MP9s in proper positions, which obviously they are. The MP9 is definitely not a bad gun by any means. Ooh, Jackson, he's getting a little bit surrounded. Could be in a little bit of trouble here, but oh yes, he is going to get a little bit manhandled by Benson. Tua found now as well, so Demons catching out two of their opponents. Going to have a distinct advantage in the round. Heimz, able to do a little bit of damage to Captain M on the way out, but not a whole lot to be done for this retake. WRAHEsports know this, so they're just gonna run cleanly away and allow this round to go into the hands of their enemies. And so the round will definitely be going into Demon's hands. It will be, you know, a lot of good economy going into their back pockets as well. Captain M should be able to get bought back in as well. He doesn't have, like, the craziest amount of money, but he can still get an AK as well as some other stuff, and his teammates can easily buy him some util, or really the other way around. So, looking pretty good going into this round. Heimz, it appears that they're doing a little bit of a, you know, gun swapping up in here. So WRAHEsports are still not in a position where they're able to get, like, the fullest of buys up. Like, yeah, they've got a lot of great util, and that's what really matters. But they are still a little bit behind in terms of what rifles they can be getting economically. And it's mostly because they weren't able to kill as many of the Demons players as they did of them. Captain M already getting a great bit of control over the middle of the map, but they know exactly where he's at. They're shooting his shoulder ever so slightly, but turning the corner. It's going to be a worthwhile trade for WRAHEsports as they get back control over the center of the map, more or less. Although the longer this does go on, it will favor Demons a little bit because WRAHEsports, they'll either have to split 2 and 2 or leave one of the sites lesser defended and more apt to get overwhelmed by average Demons. Middle of the map, we are going to have Heimz. Oh my god, no. Oh, he almost killed himself with that grenade. That's an NA nade if I ever seen one, but unfortunately, we are in the EU right now, ladies and gentlemen. But, man, that's a rough one from Heimz, I do have to say. But either way, does live from it. A little bit of damage. Either way, 40 seconds remaining. Demons are going to have to make their decision sooner rather than later, and it appears that the decision is going to be over towards A. Biss is going to be up close and personal, able to take down Fire-X pretty nicely, and oh my god, doing a great job with not a whole lot of situation. Considering the situation, Xenon a little bit in a rough spot here as well. He's got no cover. FMZ trying to get up close and personal and help him. He does know exactly where Tua is, but Tua does have the bullet hose. Doesn't really help him in this situation, though. Biss getting found now as well, so it's all on main man Jackson. Does find one, and Xenon, he's literally one tap away from death. So both players could easily get one tapped here. Jackson going to take a little bit of preliminary damage, but yeah, just runs the clock down, getting the kill for good measure. And just like that, WRAHEsports, they are once again in the driver's seat of this game. Able to buy up an op. Not too concerned about the fact that Tua's having to buy these MP9s because he's been doing pretty good with them. And again, there are a lot of positions where this gun can be pretty useful, especially in comparison to like an M4. Like, seriously, if you hold this in close quarters positions, it's not great for all positions. So you do kind of put yourself into a bit of a niche, but who's to say that that's a bad thing? Because Tua's playing niche pretty dang well. Forced onto yet another save round is going to be Demons. First one of the half for them, but like, I think it's like 6th one of the entire series so far or something crazy like that. But either way, not feeling deterred by any means. They're just going to go for a full-on rush. Oh my god, devastation already. They lose 2 of their players in a blink of an eye, and blink, another one's gone. Flash though, they are still going to be able to get 1 at the very least, but oh my god. This is looking more and more rough by the minute for the Demons, as WRAHEsports are running away to the bank with this game. 2 more rounds is all that is necessary for them to win the entirety of the game. So Demons, they gotta make this round count. This is gonna be a full buy for them, and it could very well be the last full buy if they do not win this round, or at least if they lose it, if they don't lose it well. By that I mean they gotta get a plant and a lot of kills in order to have a fighting chance in the next round. But really, you want to be winning this round because you are so far behind right now. If you're these guys, it's basically a round you got to be winning. Good mid-map control again for WRAHEsports, although this does seem to be the method of attack for Demons. It does play right into the hands of WRAHEsports once again, losing Captain M right off the bat. Vincent is going to be able to find Hash. Great shots as always. I do feel a little bit bad for him considering how well he's been doing, but yeah, WRAHEsports as a whole have been doing a lot better than just Vincent. So, Demons, more or less, round over for them already. They do still have a lot of util, but, I mean, actually, I shouldn't say that, dude. I shouldn't say that, because they've still got plenty of util. They don't have a whole lot of health. They do have to go up against an op, though. So it's going to be pretty difficult regardless of how they push this. As soon as Xenon steps out of Palace and onto Plat, there's a very high chance that he just gets capped by HMZ. He's going to get a little bit of a 1v1 chance with Biss, but not going to do him any favors there. Finson, sole survivor, not going to be able to get a 4v1 this time. And just like that, WRAHEsports find themselves on the precipice of their 3rd win of the season. Nothing to be saving for now, because literally the last round of the game, more than likely, especially if you lose this for 14avgDemons, they're just going to be investing in literally whatever gun they can get, as well as just a lot of flash grenades. WRAHEsports, as long as they play their cards right, they will be finishing this one with a win. It's going to be a full-on rush, all in attempt on the alpha objective for 14avgDemons, though, and I respect this. This is probably like the best thing they can do in this situation, is just try and overload one of the sites. But as soon as they throw their first bit of util, they got to go in. Otherwise, they're going to have no way to come back in. But oh, it's going to be a disaster once again. They're getting absolutely slaughtered on the approach, and just like that, WRAHEsports, perfect ending, going to be winning the entirety of the game. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Third win of the season for WRAHEsports. That's going to be their first win on Mirage, and so they are now tied up on Mirages, and they will be going ahead of their opponents today in Demons. So it's a pretty big win for them, just in terms of the macro of the league. They will be not only getting themselves a win and going up further on the league table, but they'll be going even further up against this particular opponent. So yeah, it's a good win to be having today. It's their 2nd one of the day, so a little bit on fire. Before this game, I just want to mention that they did defeat Metasport Talent 16-12 on Nuke, so it's a pretty good day to be a member of WRAHEsports. Double wins on the day, and I'm only looking forward to what they got going for them in the future. Their next game is going to be against KOVA or Kova Academia, and they are currently 2-4, and one of their wins is a forfeit win. So yeah, that should be a game that I would expect WRAHEsports to win. But we will have to see. Maybe there's a lot of roster changes going on. It could still be a very good game, and it will be on Vertigo. And I do believe we have seen one time WRAHEsports playing on Vertigo. It was a pretty close game, but yeah, it's still a chance for them to improve on their Vertigo and see what they've learned from last time. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you guys follow WRAHEsports on the way out, as well as me. My name is above my face right here. Just add the numbers 1 and 8 at the end of it, and that's my Twitter. And I would really appreciate follows for both me as well as WRAHEsports. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, got nothing more for you today. We'll see you all in the next one.